All right, we cannot do another pandemic.
I want you to take yourself back to a certain date in 2020. March
13th.
2020. I should add that,
mind you, this is the day when Uzi dropped Eternal Take Deluxe. That's how I remember this day. That's how I remember this day, because them was some peak tunes. Peak tunes.
this mostly applies to people in America. You woke up that Friday morning like every other Friday of that
I got
year.
you to stretch.
Dragged yourself out of bed to the bathroom to prepare yourself either for school or for work. While in school, your friend looks at you and says,
"Yo, Uzi dropped Eternal Take. You gotta listen to that."
Yes, bro. I literally just said about Eternal Take.
Your friend looks at you and says,
"Yo, Uzi
Yo, when I tell you this album was so goated when I first heard it, I still listen to it to this day. To this day, chat. W ball knowledge.
Take. You gotta listen to that.
You listen to it while in class.
Yes, I am, Victor.
It is really hard, and indeed it is. This would be Lil Uzi's last good album, but you don't know that. As the day starts to end in school, the principal comes on the PA system and lets everyone know, due to a little virus called COVID-19, school would be closed for 2 weeks. You cheer with your friends, hyped that you're basically getting a week break in the middle of the year for free, not knowing what it will turn into.
Break.
If you worked a job, you either got an email from your employer that the company would be switching to remote work temporarily, or you got an email that you were fired and to get out immediately. This little virus would then turn into one of the worst pandemics to happen in over a century. And after it ended, the world all promised itself that we'd be prepared and this shouldn't happen not only in our century, but many to come.
Health officials around the world are racing to contain a deadly outbreak of Hantavirus that's linked to this cruise ship in the Atlantic.
Nah. All right, I'm gonna give my thoughts right now. Okay, I don't know how the Hantavirus started. Allegedly, some people was watching birds in a dump and then they got transported to rats or I don't know, something with animals and yeah, all that. But all I gotta say is keep them motherfuckers on that ship. Keep them on that ship. Cause I can't do another pandemic, bro. I understand, yeah, y'all are people, y'all got families. If y'all want to get off the ship, hey, do y'all remember what they was doing in Monsters, Inc? Bro, we better had the yellowed up suited people, hazmat suits, all that. Cause you think we want to risk another global pandemic just for you to see your family? FaceTime, Zoom, Skype. That's all I gotta say. Cause bro, you going to go see your family may potentially be the death of millions. And I know you don't want that on your conscience. And allegedly, I think some people from the ship already were let off like before like they quarantined them. It is ridiculous. Yeah, CDA hazmat suits. That's what they need to be in. I've watched Troll Hunters. I have not.
So if you haven't heard of it by now, we're having another bit of a virus issue around the
Please
world.
contain it.
Even not including COVID, it seems like
it's
every
in your
couple
state?
of years, there's always a virus.
Wait. Haven, where are you from? And then, okay, Anthony, you're from Georgia. It's in Atlanta? We're fried. Do you know how many dudes people go in and out of Atlanta? Oh boy. Wait, you in Illinois? Dog. That's the next door neighbor state to me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm staying in the crib. I cannot catch the Hanta.
Hitting the whole world.
Isn't it Chicago? My little sister's in Chicago.
Pandemic, which happened in Africa, but cases spread all over the world. The most racist.
Oh no.
Or if they interacted with an African person, they would get it and die next.
Oh,
week.
you're not in Atlanta. Okay. Yes. Okay. I know we're pausing a lot, but yes, the Hantavirus allegedly has a 40% plus mortality rate. That's how deadly it was. I don't think COVID was that high. What was COVID's mortality rate? I know at the beginning it was really bad, but hey. Yo, X-Event said Hantavirus shooting like Curry because Curry shoot 40% from the field. Crazy. What's good, Aiden? Great lane. Relax, Gango. Relax. Oh.
Song did kind of go hard. You had the measles outbreak in 2019 where a record amount of
Ebola?
people were getting it
I remember
around the
Ebola.
world. In America, New York got hit the most.
It's
and there were
1.3% for COVID?
1,200 cases across 31 states. Crazy how this didn't matter because next year's virus would make that outbreak look like a little cakewalk. And now the newest panic we have is this virus called the Hantavirus. Here's some info. Hantavirus has been a thing since the 1950s and was fully identified by a doctor in 1978. There's been cases everywhere under the sun since it got identified. It's spread by the worst creatures we know, of course, rodents. And you get it by inhaling their waste in the air or by directly touching it. Don't know why the
Why are you touching Boo Boo? Why are you touching Boo Boo? Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. That's all I gotta say. Why are you touching Boo Boo? Yo, just a warning, Huncho, I gotta go to the supermarket tomorrow and buy all the water and toilet paper before it's too late. Oh my goodness.
touching rat.
Oh, we're
At that
cooked.
point, you just ask for the death sentence. I don't feel bad. And it's only supposed to be from rodent
Not taking
to
that
human
risk.
until cases started happening from human to human. They
It
called
evolved.
it the Andes version of the virus, and the first case was
And
like,
it's either touching the rodent poop or inhaling, I guess inhaling or smelling it. So maybe it's like airborne. I don't know. We might be cooked. Cooked, literally.
identified
Next
in
strain for to be Among Us.
1995 of someone getting it from human contact. It happens here and there, but it's way more rare than getting it directly from rats yourself. So you may be wondering why everyone's panicking about it. Well, we can fully blame this dumbass who decided to make a video talking about a hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship he went on. His name is Jake Rosemarin, and he decided to go on a cruise with a bunch of other people from different countries. Not knowing that a couple had the virus, they brung it on the ship and all hell broke loose. The cruise
Purposely? If they did this purposely, that's crazy.
was not cheap either. Like, they must have been using today's sponsor Current to save up for this. If you've ever wished payday came sooner, this might actually help. There's a banking app called Current with a bunch of useful features.
All right,
and
W
one of
sponsor,
the things
W
that's literally
sponsor.
what it's designed for. Now back to the video. 3 people died on the ship from it, and one of the doctors got sick treating someone. So with him panicking because everyone got told to quarantine until further notice, he made an update to the outside world talking about his experience.
I normally wouldn't make a video like this, but
I don't care. I don't care. Stay on that ship, gang. Stay on that ship.
I feel like I need to say something, so I wrote a few things down. I am currently on board the MV Hondius, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people.
I know that.
People with families, with lives.
Low-key, no one would have known about this that much if he didn't make the video. But
Wait,
now-
why y'all gotta send me? What you mean sending me? And yes, the doctor got sick, y'all. The doctor. And wait, was he one of the 3 people that died? That is crazy. Hey, nah, I don't know what tweak you're talking about some Sand Hunter, bro. I'm not Captain America. I'm not Superman. I'm not Spider-Man. I'm not here to save you. Unfortunately, if I had powers, then maybe. But we in the same boat, Twinsky. We in the same boat. We regular humans. Sand Hunter. What's chat? What y'all want me to do? Just will away the virus? Virus, please be gone. Or do a Dora. Virus, no virus. Virus, no virus. Chat. What I will do is stay 3,000 business miles away from them niggas. That's what I will do. Trust.
That's all anyone's worried about. People aren't over a little world-stopping moment from 5 to 6 years ago and don't want it again. It doesn't even take just this. Everyone was panicking when they announced a new strain of COVID like monkeypox. In a way, the whole world has World War II soldier PTSD on anything happening. Instead of hearing a helicopter and having a heart attack thinking you're in the war field, we hear a new virus
Don't sound
and
like
have
LeBron.
PTSD of Among Us and those TikToks of which room you would
Oh
sleep in the
yeah. Kirby could definitely take care of this.
And also the lines he had in the videos what's really pissing people off. Because he said we're not just a story, we're people with families, lives, and friends. Like that isn't everyone in the world. Are y'all the only ones with families and friends? No one even knew about the headlines of story until you made this video, buddy. People's first reaction to hearing the story was saying a couple of things. One being do not dock the boat because we don't want it to spread even more. Other people said just dock it at one country and don't let them leave until it's solved. There's also people saying f it, 150 people versus a potential 8 billion person pandemic with a disease that's a 40% fatality rate,
No
bad, and can lay dormant in you without you knowing for weeks.
No bap. Them numbers sound real good to me. You know, come on. Them numbers sound real good. And it's not like we saying throw your life away, right? It's not like we saying throw your life away, right? We are literally just saying, bro, until this gets resolved, just stay where you at. Literally. We just ask you to sit here. Your job gonna understand. Your people gonna understand. And like I said, FaceTime. FaceTime is a real thing, a very real thing.
In the wise words a man once said,
he's rapping now.
Nuke the whole generation.
Yes!
If it were up to me, I would drop an atomic
What's good,
bomb
Glow?
on the whole generation.
Y'all are about to get so mad at me, and I know I don't post like this. I usually would post on my other page, but like, truthfully, sink the ship. Sink the ship, okay?
Sink the ship. Sink it. I don't care. I've seen enough. Sink the fucking ship.
Enemy AC 130 above. Get him out of there, coach. That is so bad. That's so bad.
I better sink that ship like it's a game of Battleship. F2, hit. I'm not even trying to be insensitive,
I love
but we cannot
this.
do this right now. We cannot do this right now.
it seems like the general public is taking this
Oh
well.
my
The
God.
PTSD people have over COVID is beyond what people could think. If you said this pre-2020, people would have thought you were crazy and a bad person.
Yes.
But now there's a lot of people saying they genuinely don't
disagree.
care, whatever it takes to stop a potential pandemic. And even though scientists and health organizations are saying it's a low chance to turn into
Go do
another
something, I got
COVID,
you.
Didn't y'all say that last time? If there was some horrible scenario where it did somehow turn into a pandemic, this would be way worse. A 40% fatality rate is diabolical. You got a 4 in 10 chance of dying. With COVID, unless if you were really old or really young,
What's up,
you
Buzzy?
didn't have to worry about it too much and could tank it. This would be a damn near mass extinction event in every
Wait, Truffles, what you mean cut off 3 inches? Pause.
country, and there's still no cure. There's also other reasons I wouldn't want it to be a pandemic, at least in the US. There will be zero safety precautions set here. People could barely handle the last lockdown and we're going insane every day. And obviously while it sucked for everyone, it was for a reason. This time people are just gonna keep going outside every day and passing it like no tomorrow. We can
Yes.
guarantee there wouldn't be a
Literally,
lockdown.
literally passing that bitch like the school bop. I promise you. Cause one thing about America, bruh, my country does not take shit serious, man. We do not take shit serious. Cause like, look, during COVID, I worked at a bank, right? So a bank was considered one of the essential businesses and organizations that needed to stay open. You know, like along with grocery stores, hospitals, that stuff. Cause people need their money to do whatever, right? But so I worked in a bank for a while. Like we were just closed on the inside and then we had the drive-through. So maybe like 2 months after the initial COVID like outbreak, right? So like during May or June of 2020, we opened our inside, but the only stipulation was you got to social distance 6 feet, my boy, 6 feet. Follow our rules, right? We got it clearly marked on the ground. And the biggest thing, wear a mask. Wear a mask. I'm not talking like no full-on shiesty like I got right here. Like, you don't gotta be shiestied up like SpongeBob was in a bank. We just want you to have on a little medical mask. Just so you don't pass on your breath or anything, just in case. But do you know these idiots? These idiots could not follow that simple direction. I don't want to wear a mask. It's my right as an American citizen. I don't gotta do this shit, but give me my money. I don't know why I'm talking in this accent, but these doofuses would come in anything that is not a mask. Chat, I kid you not. I kid you not. People would come in like with the clear face shields. They would wear anything but that little medical mask. I promise you. I seen somebody with like 2 hats going like this. Going like this. This is my mask. I don't got it. But I'm gonna just hold it up like this. Like, what dummy? And the crazy thing is, chat, we were handing out masks for free. For the free ski. But yeah, nah, everybody just wanted to continue their lives, even though we had the crazy Rona going around, and that's why it lingered a lot longer. Yo, what's good? Why you? Do you hear this shit? It's crazy. Literally crazy.
An order, even if it was needed. We barely got one last time. The president was
I got that
forced to
MacBook.
do it by his team because people were dropping every day. And also, bleach didn't work as a cure.
Get the right folks right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute.
1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or?
Yeah, lockdown order or not.
That's what Truffles is saying? No, what did Truffles say? Oh, my Yeezys, that's what I done? Wait, Truffles, you're the, what? What? 3 inches off your dick is crazy. 3 inches off your dick is crazy.
Of dropping a day, my ass is staying inside. And even if there was a vaccine released, people wouldn't trust it and wouldn't take it. They think it's some secret plot to have everyone's blood injected with Satan's and add.
No, I trust modern medicine, bro. Shoot me up with that. I promise you. I got my Pfizer. Where did I get Moderna? I got the Moderna. And hey, I'm good to this day. I got my COVID shots. We good. We believe in the vaccines around here.
His will activate your chip and have you walk.
But if you got reasons for, I believe.
People took one COVID vaccine and were doing the most, acting like their whole life was over and they never recovered. There was people faking that they had permanent violent seizures because of it. It would be kind of funny if there did so happen to be a pandemic and certain people don't trust the vaccine released, because this ain't like COVID. It's a 40% fatality rate. Your ass is just gonna die. Those 60-year-old
Truffles with the 5-stream streak.
We also definitely are not getting COVID checks like last time. You're gonna have to thug it out, and if you can't make it and you don't have a job, it was a fun life for you, I guess. It's not like the check would do much though. Right now in this state of the economy and around the world, we have certain problems going in.
Dog, all I want to say about this is where I'm at right now, gas is $5 a gallon. 5 buckaroos per singular gallon. Mind you, this is a 32-ounce bottle, right? Of some water. How many ounces are in a gallon? I don't know off rip, but maybe like 2 or 3 of those. $5 per gallon. When I tell you my car is staying firmly parked in the parking lot outside, I'm biking. I'm getting an electric scooter, all of that. Bro, we can all just be friends. We can be friends.
Certain parts of the world. Like, people literally would not be able to afford to go through it again. At least pre-COVID, the economy was in decent shape. You can guarantee, though, someone's boss is gonna say no to remote work and tell them they have to come in. Something also that would be annoying is having to get used to social interactions again.
That is crazy.
Everyone was low-key antisocial after the lockdown orders were lifted because we were inside for so long. You had to learn how to communicate again because it just felt weird. Maybe
awkward.
Some people did better, but I know for me, it was rough. Transitioning from being on Discord all day with the homies playing games, not touching a speck of sunlight, to driving places and hanging out in public was a bit of an adjustment. Some people say they still ain't recovered since back then. Yeah, if you still think you're recovering from your antisocialness from COVID, you're probably just antisocial. It would also be horrible for the youth considering how much they got held back from it. Everyone older in Gen Z just barely made it out. Only 30% of Gen Alpha kids can read proficiently currently.
That is sad.
Another lockdown in their childhood is going to be a death sentence. They might end up being the most failed generation by society.
Fine shit, where, bro, I promise. I hate that the pandemic happened for these kids because I couldn't even imagine. Like, yeah, my mom, she taught me it. Like, my mom and dad, they like taught us, me and my sisters, at home. But bro, not being able to read on like a 1st grade level while you in like 3rd or 4th grade is ridiculous. Fine shit, where, hey, you tell me. You tell me. Word to Jalen Ramsey. Gen Alpha is so cooked. Bro, my nephew is technically Gen Alpha. He's only, what, 2 years old right now, but
I got hit by COVID in my junior/senior year, but at least I can say growing up through my core development years, I was good. I couldn't imagine my first time trying to learn the ABCs was through
it was good, Young T.
This time
appreciate you, bro.
AI too, so all the kids are gonna cheat on their assignments. The methods people used to have to do in 2020 to cheat were absurd. We became scientists in our own ways. People would pre-record them doing work on Zoom when they were sleeping. This fat guy in my gym class in high school decided to pre-record himself working out and just played it on loop to pass his class. That fat guy totally wasn't me or anything. I didn't do that. People would smear Vaseline on their cameras and tell the teacher the camera was broken so they could cheat. You don't need to do all that. Now that we got ChatGPT, it'll do the work for you. I do remember those Zoom times nostalgically though. My teacher's classes got rated at least 7 times through the year. I'll end it off with some positive news though. The reason why health organizations and governments are saying this won't be COVID 2.0 is because they have decades of research on this compared to COVID-19.
Oh, bet. Okay, we good.
So the world isn't starting with zero information
Somebody
on
redeem
it and have
push-ups?
to rush and figure out what to do. Also, since it's been contained to this one ship, it isn't jumping from hundreds of people to hundreds of people like before. If you were in the vicinity of someone with COVID, as you know,
Alright then,
your
Lane,
fate
have a
to
good
get
night,
it
bro.
was guaranteed. I'll never forget the one time I got it. It was from one of my dumbass homies who decided to pull up to the group meet with it without telling any of our friends, and he gave it to literally everyone
Idiot.
there. With Hantavirus, it's mainly people with romantic partners who get it, or being around someone who's sick with it. So if you're lonely and get no play, pat yourself on the back. You may have just prevented yourself from dying. Who knew being a loser would save me and you? COVID also spread way faster than this, so we would see a lot more cases if it was.
Hell no, he wasn't pointing at me. He wasn't pointing at me. I hit one of these. I hit one of these. He must be pointing at whatever dude is behind in this direction, through the walls or something. Through the whole building, matter of fact. He wasn't pointing at me. Truffles, he wasn't pointing at you either, gang. This is why being single is better than having a wife or girlfriend. It does have its perks. I promise you, it does.
Like it. I remember waking
All
up
right, then,
and checking
Lane.
COVID cases. It would go from
Be
3
smooth, bro.
to 10 to 200 to 1,000 to 10,000. And technically, a mutation could happen to the virus and a new one could pop up. But most studies show when a virus gets mutated, it either stays the same or turns into nothing. At least, hopefully, that's the case, or humanity's in for one hell of an extinction event. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Everyone stay
This might
safe.
be our
Follow me
meteor.
on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As
Sheesh.
always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Stay safe. Stay safe out here, gang. Stay safe. Hey, W video. W video.